Good afternoon, MMTs. I'm here before you on a Sunday morning and a Sunday afternoon Eastern Time. Today's date is 4/26, 2015. What do I have before us? Baidu. Baidu has a way it trades on this daily chart because that's what the daily chart looks like. And another thing that we're doing is we're going to trade the options at the money on Baidu. So when I keep telling people as to why that's going to happen here, I just got to update a couple of things. All right, so see, huh. All right, bear with me. Here we go. I have a 15-minute chart on Amazon 437.50 put, and we know that you haven't seen call and put options because you haven't, and you've been trading options in the blind your whole life. And really, what you need to do now is just simply take the right step and get involved. Our market makers will feed you the orders, just so you know. Now, back here on this chart of that 437.50 put, we're got down to the lows in here, which we like. Lows like around, let's say 290 or whatever the case is. That's the case. We would look at the low print over the last 424. These are the prints on the options, and options has changed a little bit. So I'm looking down here in my screen, and this is a 437.50 put on Baidu, B-I-D-U, Baidu. So the options that we're going to trade are going to be at the money, and that's for sure. Here we have Baidu. We're covering all the strike prices, and this is the format that we're going to use. And I am also going to be sending this out so that you can see the kind of volume on this 5/1 weekly expiration with Baidu. And Baidu had a 217 high already, and Baidu closed at 216.90, so slightly below our resistance level of the 217.50 put. I mean, that's the resistance level, this right here. And they marked this net change down on everybody on Baidu. And so we're going to take a look at the delta. I'm going to go to, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to page, and I'm going to go to save. There. Now, I have done that. I'm going to go over here and make sure. Here, I'm going to put in a few more strike prices. Hold on, just bear with me. So that's the goddamn chart. That sucker, they got almost hooked their ass. Alright. So the 437.50 put. Alright. That sucker. If you see this, okay, there's that over there. That's the 670. That's the 210 call, but shit. Alright. Alright, so let's do this. Let's take a look at why this is happening. Alright, escape. Okay. Alright, that's gonna work out. Alright, here's the call. And we're gonna do this call chart. I'm going to tell people, depending on what Baidu is going to be different. I'm going to show it on the chart, but I just want to throw it in there, key that up, and then throw in. So why didn't that work? That should have worked. 237. So you got a 217. It's right there. And this is the put side, just to see where it was. Let's take a look at it daily. Let's see what it looks like, which we're already doing. That's the major wall of resistance. So we're going to say that if we cannot break through there, then on Baidu, we already have our call and put action. What we're going to do is also take a look at the in the money option here on Amazon. And this once again is a weekly chart. And they went from $16, they got cut in half. That's that 227 put. And we already covered the spreads, and this is the 217.5 put on Baidu. We can clearly see the contraction, and we can see that this is going to come down in price depending on which way the market gaps up tomorrow. And so with $3,000 entries, you have to get the wholesale price. So it's a question of being very, very patient. Here we have the $215 put on Baidu that we're featuring for our trade next week. It's pretty much coming down to lows. This is a chart that you have not seen before. It is the 215 put right here. And look at that. That put option got slammed down here. So when we look for lower risk entries, we're looking for them on Baidu as far as this sets up. We have a daily chart right here before everyone on Baidu. Baidu. It's a daily chart. You can clearly see, though, that when Baidu broke down, we were here with Baidu. And there's lots of information on the site about previous trades in Baidu. I'm saying right now, the way that this is a Baidu chart, basically, it likes to have its pullbacks. This is why we're looking at the put side more relevant, because it's already been wholesale, and here is that wall of resistance. So this is where it was before it started its bigger breakdown, and then this longer term bottom in here has been held on these lows, and now we're going to be doing this at a higher range. But look at these pullbacks very nicely. So we're going to just show you why. Here's why. There it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days down. We're at the top. The green line is a 200-day simple moving average. What does that mean? It means one thing for sure. Here, let's just hold this up right here. This is that 100-day moving average, the baseline behind here. Then you have the 200-day simple moving average right here. The green line is a 200-day simple moving average. The stock is bucking itself from 214. And this is the Baidu trying to take out resistance. So we're going to be watching this on the daily level starting on Monday morning. Then, like I said, we've already done what we had to do, and we went and we looked at various strike prices on the trade that we're going to be doing, and therefore hopefully that we get a big sell-off in the market. And I shouldn't use hopefully, we're going to. So we got everything in our favor on this trade right now. There's no way that we can lose this trade because it's already marked down in our favor. As I told people, we went through the call options here and whatnot. How to trade weekly call options is the key. And how am I a market maker in Amazon and Baidu and the other one that we like, Gilead and Celgene, along with this trade right here. So we're basically putting a list together today so that tomorrow we have ourselves well rested and ready with our data and whatnot. So that's where we're at on that phase. Once again, here are the Baidu call. This is a put, that's a call, That's a put. There's the strike prices in this aisle, everybody. And here you have a 215 call that's at $2.15. Now, I can take a look at that later, but that looks very interesting to me. Um, I hope that I've concluded the fact that Baidu has to go through that 200-day simple moving average, and if Baidu does not, then Baidu has trouble. That also favors our trade on Baidu on the put side of the options and whatnot. I'm going to go ahead and take a screenshot of this and send it. Please bear with me. Alright, we're going to conclude the Baidu setup with these options right here. And I've been working on them very carefully. And for bigger order entries, we will be trading the stock outright. Yes, we will. So once again, I'm going to recap it. 212, 2.5, 12.5. So that's right in there. That's the put price right here. And the 212.5 call is right here. And you can see the difference right here. That's the call plus 44%. And this is a big markdown of minus 31%. So I'm going to look at where I can steal these in the money tomorrow. As far as looking at the 215 call and the 212 price. This was the gap. I was minus on on some of this, and this is the options at the strike prices that we're going to be trading. We can see right here that this one's 51%. That's the 200. That's in the money call, and you know, this put option right here was marked down 25.99%. We're definitely looking at hook in the first side of the trade is a nice buy off of the lows on Baidu, and these prices come down and we get our entries. So once again, I'm recapping BIDU and the daily chart that I have showed how it likes to go up and down, and the contracts are deflated on the put side, but you can see the call side 51%, 47% net percent change, 44 plus. So these were the last prices that we seen printing. This one here in that call, that was a good buy at 490. That was that low. Another thing that we enjoyed was taking a look at that 217.50 call side. The low was 490 and the high was 640. Total volume of contracts was 540. So the open interest right now on this is only 150 or 451. So that's where the total volume was traded on Friday right here on that option. So that's just an options alert that we put together, and our prices are here. Enjoy that trade.